How you doing? So you too can be prosperous. I've absolutely no idea where we're going. I think there's more for me to say than what's going on here. What I heard yesterday said, which was just really sets the tone. Whenever you want to go and start complaining about something, just say to yourself, today's complaints are tomorrow's manifestations. Imagine that. Today's complaints are tomorrow's manifestations. Wow. Does that scare you? What have you been complaining about yesterday? I mean, the tiniest things. I'm talking about the tiniest things. I'm not talking about the big things. I mean, the big things are the big things, but there are no big things and small things. Both of them are making you feel, were you complaining about the neighbour? Were you complaining about the food? Were you complaining about your body? Were you complaining about just life in general? Today's complaints are tomorrow's manifestations. So imagine if you thought these thoughts all day. You too can be prosperous. Imagine if you thought everything is working out for me. Just imagine if you thought that. I wonder what life would be different. But isn't it that we choose to suffer? Don't we? We get pain. We can't avoid the pain. But do we have to be so bloody miserable in the pain? You see, I know one of the things that I had thought that we had to do is to get higher and higher and higher and higher. And the law of prosperity is if you go high, you got to come down. And I thought, well, if I'm grounded and then I go higher, again, if you go high, you got to come down. And I spent my time almost trying to get out of my body because it was just like, oh, I know how it's programmed and it's doing my head in. I just want to be free. Just want to be free. And then that's what it literally dawned on me, was to feel free. That's what we're looking for. But oh no, we like to suffer, don't we? So something happens to us. Then we talk about it to ourselves. We go over and then we ask ourselves, why did it happen? Then we go and have a chat with somebody else and we tell them. Then we get on the phone. Auntie Mary phones us and we tell her. And then somebody else comes, do you know what happened to me? And you end up like if just re-stabbing yourself. Just suffer, 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 suffer. And we're craving something. We're craving attention, significance, connection, love. And if you just give it to yourself, you'd stop the craving. You'd fill the void. What are you filling your void with? Are you filling it with food, complaints, people? I don't know. What are you filling your void with? Alcohol, drugs, the news, somebody else's drama? You're filling a void in yourself. And you know what we're really looking for all the time? Is to be loved. That's what your body's looking for. Your body's looking for love, but you're thinking you're going to get it outside. You're thinking if you sort this problem outside that you will feel better. You're thinking if you can get somebody to love you or get them to pay attention to you that you will feel better. But what are you feeling now? For all the things you've done to fill that void, what are you doing? So imagine if you stop craving something and just give it to yourself already, just by thinking of it. You'd end suffering, wouldn't you? Imagine if you never talked about the things that happened to you, the bad things. Imagine if you just shut up. Imagine if you actually just thought all the time about what you want. I was going to keep saying this over and over again. It is what it is. Harvest the good. Forgive the rest. And focus on what you want. You turn your life around and know that everything is working for you. You know, one of the things that I think is totally amazing, so if you don't know that I'm doing the 30 days, starting running a group and doing some mindset work for people who are doing the 30 days. So it costs you £6.50 a day. That's for the nutrition, that's your breakfast and your lunch. And then the mindset training is the stuff that I do with my clients, with Bob Proctor. So absolutely phenomenal. Get yourself on it or don't. It's all right. You want to stay the same? That's absolutely fine. If you're happy where you are, that's absolutely fine. But don't we worry so much? So we'll say about our weight or our energy or our health or something, and we worry more about the garbage that goes into our mouth than we do about the garbage that comes out of our mouth. Isn't it so true? What garbage do you have come out of your mouth? What garbage do you fill your brain with? What do you watch on the television? What do you watch on the, like maybe you might watch a 2-hour movie that's full of violence, but then worry over, oh gosh, I should eat my Brussels sprouts. And yet it's your mind and your thought that's controlling everything in your body. Think about it. What is a Brussels sprout? What is I don't know, a McDonald's chips? What's the difference? What's at the back of everything? What is everything in this whole universe that's been proven to us time and time again? It's all energy. We're energy, it's energy. So before we think of a Brussels sprout, it's the thought of it. It's going to do me good or it's going to do me harm. You're going to get whatever it is you're thinking of. Now, I'm not saying that you could go around thinking, well, I could just keep drinking and drinking and drinking because Sheena says it's just energy and I think it's good for me. What's your deep, deep, deep rooted belief on it? Because what you consciously believe and what is deep rootedly in here are two different things. So Bob Proctor makes me laugh. He says, listen, I know that we can make ourselves light enough to walk on water. But God damn it, I get wet every time I try. You see, he knows it consciously, but his body hasn't taken that belief and done something with it. We have like we call it maybe a collective consciousness belief. And that's really hard to get rid of. Well, or as easy as you want to get rid of it. It depends on your motive and it depends on your desire. So, what rubbish are you feeding your mind? What rubbish is coming out of your mouth? Today's complaints are tomorrow's manifestations. What are you spending your time talking about, thinking about? And make no mistake, if you're projecting that from outside and using something outside, it's nothing outside. You're trying to fill a void in here. You were really trying to fill a void in here. Fill it. Walk around going, I am love. I am beautiful. I am gorgeous. I am fit and healthy. Do that before you try and do anything externally to make something happen. So feel it deeply and with great joy. Dwell on your statements. They're firmly synchronized with your emotional nervous system. There are several rules that will aid you to do this. Refuse to use the old habit path under any circumstance. I mean, refuse. So you have a negative thought come in, take it out, flip it. You can create a habit out of this as well. Keep your thought changed out of the negative path and hold it in the positive. Now, here's another thing that to remember, that you can be happy in your sadness. I thought that if I pushed away all the bad, all the negative thoughts, then everything would be okay. But here's the thing, what you push away comes right back. It's about the acceptance that positive and negative, the law of polarity, we have to have both. And nature always creates out of a void. So if you're missing something and you feel that, oh God, I wish I had this. No, at that instant, that feeling in your stomach that you wish you had something, you've got it. Because it is law that the opposite exists. So if you don't see it, it is there. Absence of evidence does not mean evidence of absence. Yeah? It really is that if you can see it in your heart, see it in your mind, and feel it in your body, you can see it in your hand. So it says keep your thoughts out of the negative path. Yes. But if you can push it away and it can go away without too much trouble, flip it. Yeah, flip it as fast as you can. But if it keeps coming back, just look at it and go, oh, there you are, guilt and shame. Are you coming for long for another little visit? Because thoughts are just like, they're just thoughts, but they generate feelings, and the cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. You think it's the feelings generating the thought, but cause and effect, law of cause and effect was way back then, original thought. And you go, oh, look, there you are, guilt and shame and unworthiness again. Look at you popping up. I'm going to love you. I'm not going to fight you anymore. Just going to love you in everything I do. Do you know what? It'll go in an instant. Because you turn around and you stop and you look at it. And it goes. It's like the darkness is behind you and chasing you, and you're chasing the light, and the darkness is chasing you. You imagine, you see the shadow going behind you, and you're just running forward towards the light, and thinking the shadow's changing you, chasing you. Just stop and look around. See all the light and get out of the way. The light dissipates the shadow. It goes. Isn't that amazing? Stop running from things. Stop, look at them, and walk right through them. And here's the thing, think about it. If you were to walk towards the darkness, the light will be following you. And as you walk towards the darkness, the shadow will get smaller and smaller because of the light. Just walk into it. Look at it. I had a girl, if anybody wants to know somebody who's really, really good at Reiki, and she's absolutely awesome, even though I'm Reiki master myself, it's good to have somebody to do Reiki on you. And I had an issue about a year ago, and she just said, she literally took my hand, put her hand on my heart, and said, go, walk through it. Walk through this fear. And it's something we don't ever want to happen. And I said, I can't. That's not what I want to happen. I don't want to bring it into my mind. She goes, trust me. I trusted her. And I spoke about certain thing that I was afraid of. And when I got to the other side, she goes, and how do you feel? I went, oh my God, I'm still here and I'm still alive. And it was just a story. And it's gone. She freed me. I had to keep doing the work. I had to keep, doing the consciousness work. But it did free me. So be happy in your sadness. If you're sad, don't run away. Oh God, here I am, sad again. Yesterday I felt really, really good, and today I'm not feeling so good. It doesn't matter. There's a law of rhythm. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not so happy. And it's just an experience. It's just part of your story. You don't make it your whole story. It's just part of your story. So change the new thought action with hope, power, belief, conviction, and determination when you express it. Make your new pattern as clear, strong, and deep and positive as you can, and make opportunities for travelling over this path as often as possible. You will see results when the new conviction becomes deeper and stronger than the older one. So think of it. Sometimes, with negative, we've got so much passion. And then we go, with our wants, we go, I would really like. The higher vibration one will win. So stop being passionate about the negative. Be passionate about what you want. But I haven't got it. Well, it's a 50-50. You've got faith. What have you got faith in? In the fear? Or faith in your faith? I don't know where that one was going. Somewhere interesting, I guess. So there you go. That's all I'm going to. Here's something about affirmations that I think would be really good. So don't hold the idea, but let the idea hold you. Don't hold the idea, because that's like that. But let the idea hold you. That's very important. Do not affirm unless your affirmation is backed up with the corresponding emotions. Many students fail because they do not understand this principle. We demonstrate our good by losing it to the law and not by parroting affirmations or mouthing decrees. What it means is literally, the law does not work for you. The law does not work for the thing you want while you're holding the model in the upper or conscious mind. It works for fulfillment only when the idea holds you. So when you just literally love the idea, love it, and love it, and become part of it, and don't try to get it, but just love the idea. And that was one of the things that I did, was I was parroting affirmations. So if it's just in your conscious mind, that's mechanical, and that's your beta part of your brain. When you hold it in your heart and you calm your mind down, it goes into alpha, and that's the spiritual part. That's the part that picks up on the ideas. But you've got to have your heart involved. You've got to have head and heart coherence. Not just in your head, I'm a millionaire, I'm prosperity, I am love, I am happy. No, you got to feel it. Just imagine a really beautiful scene. Imagination. So visualization is our perception. That's what we see. That's where we're coming from. And then imagination is when we get the emotions involved. And that's what calls it to us. So there you go. You too can be prosperous. Are you going to be prosperous today? Or are today's complaints going to be tomorrow's manifestations? What would you like to manifest tomorrow? I always think that the now that I'm in now, if I don't like it, what's the next now I want? Well, what's the next now? What's my next now? Well, I want to be happy. Well then, more happiness, please. You don't like where you are? Don't keep talking about it. Talk about what you want. Have an awesome day today. And thank you so much for being with me this morning. And I'll catch you again tomorrow. See ya.